think it's very important that the government and private sector really use this as an opportunity to work in a very synergistic way to build this capacity and be in a state of preparedness. Whereas Sangeeta described the hospitals can do a lot. I think Amira described that, the diagnostic centers can be partners with the government. And of course, the biotech companies can actually play a very important role in capacity building itself. And added to this, of course, is the whole aspect of treatment. And there I think the availability of drugs is going to be very important. And I think, fortunately, there are a number of Indian companies who are already producing a number of these antiretroviral drugs. And I think this can be very important in terms of ensuring that we have the drugs in place to treat and that they're available where they are required. So I think the logistics, the supply chain, all this has to be worked out in a very effective way. Another comment I also want to make is that, we've had many epidemics in the past, and at every time we have an epidemic, we always talk about, putting controls on either exports or the fact that the Indian manufacturers must only supply to the government. These are proving to be very, very difficult for the Indian industry to deal with, because very often the government restricts, exports or sales, and they themselves don't lift the product. And the industry is left with huge inventories after the epidemic is over or contained. So I think there needs to be some understanding of what it takes for industry to be strong partners with the government, because I know that industry is still fighting for old kind of arrangements that the government had, which they have not yet honored. So I think these are some of the pain points which we must also not forget. So it's extremely important for the private sector and the government to work hand in hand and not create some knee-jerk reactions and responses to the looming threat.